Yeah, I feel like driving is one of those things that we shouldn't take shortcuts with. Ideally, we make it strenuous for folks. I think it's an unnecessary cut, really.
I think it would be beneficial in the ways that, it does make it a little bit more accessible. It doesn't have that scary thought of 3 parts. You've got such a huge weight. I don't know, I think when it comes to like myself doing the full test, I'm absolutely terrified at been driving for so long, having to go through it, but then all your hazards and all that, it just kind of goes out the window. So I don't know. I'm one for. I think it will really help with the confidence of people, not having that pressure.
Honestly, I think it's a good thing, to be honest, because it makes it easier for people to get their license, and then we got more drivers on the road. And honestly, I think it's a better thing, to be honest.
I definitely think that with kind of eliminating some of those processes and checks, that you do have a lot more safety concerns kind of coming up. Obviously from a financial and just kind of making it easier to get people on the road's point of view, it is a good idea. But we don't really want people that are going to be crashing or getting into those accidents on the road.
Yeah, especially with the eye test, because eye health can deteriorate at any time. So if you remove it, then someone who was once had really good eyesight and was a good driver, and you get rid of that test, and then they don't get tested, and then suddenly they've got really bad eyesight, that can be really dangerous to other drivers on the road and to themselves. Yeah.
I think they should still do all the eyesight tests and everything, because I have bad eyesight myself. Because it's a good thing to check for all that, because if you have bad eyesight, that's a danger on the road itself.
It does sound like a positive in terms of making it easier. As for safety concerns, I'm pretty blind. I wear contacts. I know a lot of people that struggle with it, so could be bad. I don't know. I guess on the bright side, the restricted test is pretty hard on its own. So from what I know, most people have said that they struggled a bit with the restricted test, and the practical one was easy, piece of cake. So it seems like if there were any to be taken away, it would be the practical one and the full test.
I think we're kind of following Australia in that way. They've got to have so many hours of their driving. I think to a degree it makes sense. I think everyone needs to have experience, maybe 60 hours. I'm just trying to think of that in driving. Would that be a lot? That would be a lot of driving. Maybe reduce it down a bit. Having the options of having a defensive driving course to lower down, cut your time weight would be awesome as well, and also help with, get the experience of driving.
There is some logic behind it's hard to find someone for 60 hours to do that with you. I guess at that point, not everyone can be paying for lessons. But also, again, I think it's something we should invest in. It's not worth taking shortcuts with the roads, especially in the South Island around there. You hear about it all the time. So I think it's worth being as strenuous as you can, really. So I wouldn't agree with the cuts.
Yeah, I think that would be good, because then that gives you a certain amount of time where you're on the road, build the confidence when driving, whether it's manual or automatic. And then after that, then you can just be free at that point, and then just drive around with the confidence that you have now gained.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that.